Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's the Reluctant Gringo coming to you from south of the border, Salud and Huevo. Hey, I wanted to give a quick reaction video to the release of The Sound of Freedom. So over the last week, Sound of Freedom, one of the most controversial and probably one of the most impactful movies, at least in my opinion, has been released in Central and Latin America, and it has done amazingly well. It has been absolutely phenomenal at the box office. It's made millions of dollars, depending on what city you've gone to. I'm going to give you the rundown real quick, but I wanted to get this quote in. And this is from one of the producers, and here it is. The domestic box office performance on Sound of Freedom has been an incredible success story. However, he talks about in Central and Latin America, we're seeing packed theaters, standing ovations, widespread enthusiasm, and strong word of mouth. From Buenos Aires to Mexico City to Bogota to Caracas to Lima and beyond, we set a goal of reaching 2 million in advanced ticket sales, which took a full week in the United States. However, in Central and Latin America, they reached that goal in just 4 days. This film is fast becoming a global movement for change, and I think that is absolutely incredible. And a little bit more here, it has reached a #1. Get this, when it was released #1 in the box office in Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Belize, Paraguay, Chile, Uruguay, Argentina, and the Dominican Republic. And it also topped the box office in New Zealand and took the #2 spots in Australia and South Africa and opened #4 in the United Kingdom. This movie is a juggernaut. It's a juggernaut for change. But really, why is that? Why is this movie doing so well, not only in the United States by word of mouth, but in Latin and Central America and all around the world? Well, it's because it hits close to home for way too many families. It hits way too close to home for way too many countries. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. So human trafficking, let's call it what it is. It's slavery. It is a big industry. It is a big business, and it is going on. Here in Mexico, in March alone, they found one truck abandoned with 103 migrant children on board. They were taken, they were slaves, they were being trafficked. Who knows, they were heading towards northern Mexico, probably to the United States, which is a big consumer for this stuff. So that was just one truck in March, 103 children. Then in August, this past August here in Mexico, an abandoned bus was found in southern Mexico. What was in it? Over 100 Egyptian migrants. And you're thinking, well, Egyptian migrants, they came from Egypt. No. They determined that all of these Egyptians were victims of human trafficking groups. They were not there willingly. They were abandoned. They had nowhere to go. They were probably just going to die out in the jungle. Who knows? Now in Mexico, the government in the last year will tell you that they get around 430, 450 cases of human trafficking. Now that's up 22% from the previous year. And you're thinking, well, 400, 450, that's not really an epidemic. Hold on. The statistic is really this, the scary one, that 1 in every 100 cases of human trafficking is reported. That means for every 1 case of those 450, there are 99 more that are not reported. And that's just solely in the country of Mexico. We're not talking about the rest of the world. And if you look at the statistics from the United Nations, they'll tell you currently, right now, there are 27 million victims of human trafficking and slavery right now. So why does this movie do so well? Why is this movie so popular in theaters? It's because this is a reality. This is finally a movie that is addressing a situation that's been ignored by mainstream media. And then when the movie came out, it was told, this movie's nothing but fiction. This is all hyperbole. It's all QAnon, which it is not. It's reality. So it's no wonder that The Sound of Freedom is a massive success. Because this not only speaks to the issue that is widely ignored by the mainstream media, but it's also an issue that affects the people living on the planet more than any war, more than any economic trade agreement. And sure enough, certainly more than climate change. Who cares about climate change when you can't live your own life, when you're a child slave? Does climate change really matter? No, it doesn't. And I know that's hard to hear for some of you, but that's reality. If you're a slave, you don't give a damn about climate change. But let me leave you with this perspective. The video I'm about to show you was a video that I took, and I took it very quickly because I wanted to be discreet about it. It is from one bulletin board from one small town in Mexico. And what this bulletin board shows is the crazy number of missing posters for young men, young women, children of all ages. So when you look at this and realize it's just one small town in one country, you'll understand that this is not made up. It is not fantasy. It is not hyperbole. This is reality. And that if you thought that human trafficking and slavery in this current day and current age is something that you can ignore, something you can brush under the rug, you are wrong in every conceivable way. So what do we do after the massive success of this movie, though? It leaves theaters and that's it? No. We can't let it be it. We have to do everything in our power. If we truly are people who believe that slavery is a horrible thing, and I certainly do, and I certainly hope you do too, we need to pressure every member of government in every level as to what are they doing to combat this problem? What are they doing to stop modern day slavery? What are they doing with all their power and all their money to make sure that children, never mind the adults that disappear, but the children have the ability to grow up and live their own life and fulfill their own dreams? The first step to solving a problem is admitting that you have one. It's time that we all admit that we have the problem of human trafficking and slavery. It's time that we all came into the fold and realize if there's something that we all need to do together as one world, this would be it. This would be the most important thing that you can do, is pressure your leaders to fix this problem. That's just my opinion. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you've got an opinion that's even different than mine, or you think I'm way off base, I'd still love to hear it, because that's what makes this country great. That's what makes the world great. That's what makes freedom great. I want to hear your opinion. I'll put it in the comment section. If you liked this video, if you learned something, if you enjoyed it, if you thought it was educational, I'd appreciate a like. And if you want to subscribe to the channel for future content, that would be awesome too. I'd appreciate that. It helps the channel grow. I appreciate you very much. Take care of each other. And as always, from south of the border, I am the Reluctant Gringo. Salud.